Hey, just throwing in a general content warning for self-harm. So, there's your warning. Hey, my name is Shadowsense, and you're watching Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York. We just met Agathon, who is a Tremere, a blood sorcerer kindred, and it turns out a member of their clan went missing a few nights ago. But we're not exactly looking for her, we're looking for her research, if there's any to be left behind, so we're gonna join them on that. Sure, I'll join you. Very well. He gives Aisling a slight bow. High Regent, with your permission. She nods. Before you go, however, Shadow, defer to Agathon in all things. Our clan values obedience above everything else. Prove you can follow, and this might turn into a mutually beneficial relationship. I will await his return, and his report. Good luck, my child. Agathon bows again and heads out, urging you to follow. The High Regent watches you leave. Outside, Agathon leads you to his car. It's almost funny seeing him get behind a wheel. Somehow you'd expect a more mystical means of transportation. Ooh, my stomach just made a weird noise. Sorry if that picked up on microphone. You drive south, heading to the Lower East Side. Agathon seems lost in thought. Either that or he's a very careful driver. Either way, several minutes pass in silence. He's very angry looking. So, where are we going? Williamsburg. There's a place there that our missing colleague frequented. Seems to be thinking of the right words before he decides to address you again. Let me ask you something. Why me? There's likely a couple of hundred of us kindred in New York. Yet you seek me out specifically. Why? For one, Sophie spoke highly of you. She gave me a short list of people to meet, and you were on it. I see. Once more, he grows silent. You're unsure whether to continue prying as your driver seems to disappear into his thoughts. You drive into Williamsburg and stop by a fancy-looking building. We're here. There's a restaurant on the top floor. You wanted help, so here's a chance. I need you to get us inside the VIP lobby. Once we're in, I need about a half an hour to focus, and some space. It'll be up to you to keep attention away from the room. Can you do it? He doesn't wait for an answer and points to the front door. Go ahead, I'm right behind you. The two of you take the elevator up to the restaurant. The door opens and you see that there are only a few guests left sitting at their tables. An important-looking staff member approaches you. Good evening. I'm very sorry, but the restaurant is closing up for the night. I can make a reservation for next week if you'd wish. No, I think we can get in now. We're special clients, if you know what I mean. There's a missing apostrophe there. I don't think I do. Apologies, but it's company policy. No exceptions. Would you like to make a reservation? I'm gonna fucking use all my powers, man. Gonna tempt that beast. Hey, it's all good. We can come in. We'll be in the VIP lobby. Won't take long. The man blinks. A confused smile appears on his face. Yes, of course. Not a problem. Please, come right in. You walk in, trying to look casual, and make your way towards the VIP lobby. You step inside and close the door behind you. It's a nice place, very highbrow, lots of old, expensive-looking furniture and private rooms to discuss any sordid business one discusses when they're that rich. Your companion looks at you with something akin to admiration. Or at least, that's how you choose to interpret the slight change of his usual somber facade. Not bad. Not bad at all. He inspects the room. It's unusually cold, and Agathon soon discovers why. Looking behind the curtain, a window hangs open. The handle and lock look like they've been dissolved, as if with acid. God damn it, Juno. Who's Juno? How about I tell you some other time? He takes a frantic look around the room. This changes things. Keep an eye on the door. I'll need some time. Half an hour at the very least. Nobody disturbs me, understand? He hastily pushes a couch and some potted plants out of the way, moves a bar stool, and takes out a curved knife. Cutting into his own arm, he lets some of his blood drip onto the wooden floor. It's pretty fucked up the way his flesh oozes with the deep red, thick vitae. In life, you always found it stomach churning, but right now you feel weirdly turned on by the sight. What follows is more disturbing yet. With one hand, he sheathes the knife and seals the wound. With the other, he smears the blood around while muttering some weird chant. Sounds vaguely Latin, but you're pretty sure it isn't. It's all a little more disconcerting, but he seems to know what he's doing. A few moments later, a circle starts glowing faintly as thin wisps of smoke surround Agathon. He sits down in the middle, cross-legged, eyes closed. Minutes pass. Agathon's face twitches from time to time, and his head turns every now and then as if he was looking around or listening in on a conversation. The smoke grows thicker, forming a veil around the mage. You expected something more flashy, but it's still a sight to behold. You wonder what the point of that is, but refrain from asking. It's probably best to let Agathon do his thing. For close to 30 minutes, you're left to your own devices. Then, suddenly, the door opens slightly and the manager leans into the room. You tense up for a second, but he just gives you an awkward smile. Anything you need? You shoo him away before you can take a closer look at your companion, and he retreats obediently. 2 minutes later, Agathon casually gets up off the floor and walks over to the sofa. He pushes his hand in between the cracks in the upholstery and fishes something out. Then he turns to you and nods. We're done here. Let's go. Make your way back to the elevator, passing the manager on your way out. He gives you a slight, somewhat confused smile, but neither him nor any of his staff get in your way. What did Agathon just grab out of the sofa? Hunter's equipment, perhaps? The window looks like it was dissolved with acid. Interesting to say the least. Acid feels like a very easy way to get rid of a vampire. Depending on how... Is acid easy to get? I don't know. I know you can get hydrochloric acid fairly easily, but I don't know how corrosive hydrochloric acid is. Anyway, I'm just fucking rambling. Despite that, the elevator ride down feels tense, and the two of you can only relax once inside Agathon's car. He starts the engine and takes the right at Continental Army Plaza, back onto the bridge. You're just about to say something, but he beats you to it. That went better than I expected, all things considered. Might have been a trick of the light, but you're pretty sure you just saw a smile. I'm used to working alone, but what I'm dealing with right now might require some more assistance, and you seem capable enough. So I'm guessing you found what you came for? Sort of. Enough to continue the search at any rate. That seems to deplete a social battery for the night. You drive the rest of the way in silence. It doesn't take you long to reach the Warlock's hideout. Agathon waves at you absentmindedly, once again lost in its thoughts. Hopelessly so. One of these nights, you should probably take him up on his offer. Who knows, if you gain his trust, maybe you can actually break through his stoic facade and meet the man underneath. Ooh, okay, sunlight's coming up soon, so might as well rest. You notice something strange by the front door of your haven. A letter's been slipped under the door in a cream-colored old-fashioned envelope. There's no name on it, but you know it's meant for you. Opening the letter, it's clear it's been sent by someone incredibly old-fashioned, rich, or a fan of classic stationery. No normal person sends letters like this. The note is short and terse, written in elegant, delicate handwriting. You're cordially invited to a rendezvous at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine. I'll be waiting to make your acquaintance tomorrow night. Look for me closer to God. There's no other information. Looks like you have a mysterious invitation for the following night. Okay. That's not concerning at all. Do I go to that now? Or do I talk to one of the other kindred? I feel like this lady here is the Malkavian. And the Malkavians interest me a lot. But there's also Gangrel. And then... I forget who this is. Is this the gang? I can't remember, man. Suppose I can click on them and find out. Yeah, this is Tamika the Gangrel. This is... Oh, yeah, that's the Nosferatu. Okay, yeah. Hope is the Malkavian. Faith and Myth Part 1. Okay, that's the mysterious invite. I'm gonna go talk to the Malkavian first. Sophie suggested you meet Hope, a reclusive member of the Malkavian clan. She's supposedly holed up at an internet cafe in Lower Manhattan. It's a quiet, moody internet cafe. Half of its space serves as a comfy coffee bar these days, but behind a glass wall it still has a space dedicated to rows of PCs. From the street, you can notice tired adults in casual clothes typing away absent-mindedly and some bored kids wasting the late evening hours on colorful online games. If Sophie's intel is to be believed, this is where Hope has set up her haven. One of the waiters is standing outside the building, gazing at the sky with a smartphone in one hand and a vape pen in the other. You approach a man and tell him, I'm looking for Hope. He releases a soft chuckle. Yeah, you and me both. The man slowly takes a drag from his e-cig, sizing you up and down in silence. After a long, awkward moment, when you're ready to leave him be, he raises his voice again. Right this way. He heads back into the cafe and you follow his lead. And when you make your way through the space with computers, no one averts their gaze from the spreadsheets, emails, Facebook profiles, or games of Fortnite. Just spreadsheets. Sends a chill up my spine. I hate spreadsheets so much. I wish I was an organized neurodivergent, but I'm not. A lot of my friends are the spreadsheet types of neurodivergent, and I'm just like, how? It's too much. It's a common sight, one you wouldn't have paid much attention to a few weeks ago, but now it seems so unnervingly quaint. Would they still be spending their time like this if they were immortal? I know I would. Just fucking... I could play Baldur's Gate 3 for the rest of eternity. That would be nice. The waiter unlocks an unassuming door at the end of the room and lets you inside. You two swiftly make your way through a labyrinth of sterile gray corridors, taking confusing twists and turns. Feels like you're traveling into a different world, crossing one invisible portal after another. Eventually, you reach your destination. Your guide motions you into a dark room with a lone source of pale light, a computer screen in the distance beckoning you to come closer. As you do, you hear the doors shutting behind you, behind your back, and a short chuckle echoing behind it. Is this the place? Looks like Discord, kind of. Nothing else to do but sit on a chair in front of the computer. The monitor displays a modern chat application. It's Discord. A cursor is blinking in the user nickname entry field in the middle of the screen, obviously expecting you to input your handle. After brief consideration, you type in... I'm gonna do something goofy. Maybe it's your newfound sensibilities going haywire, but this place has a barely noticeable sleazy aura. Might as well go along with it. You input pornos collector and push the enter button. After a few seconds, a chat window opens and messages start appearing on the screen in quick succession. Hostage executioner. Oh god, this is so much. Whoa, hey, I can't read all of this. Someone said they're horny. Hello, help? God damn, that's so many messages. Just to be clear, I don't have a wank rag. Oh, for sure, no, for real. LMAO was meant for Jerry, of course. How much longer? Yeah, Jerry, the chat is the chat MVP. You know, I've admitted to far worse things in here. God, I'm so horny. Not sure why I'd have to need to lie about this one. Oh my god, literally, who cares? Cult of Luna. Did they watch Hell of a Boss? Because that seems like a very hell of a boss thing. You and me both, bozo. Wait, who's Pornos Collector? Pornos Collector? No idea. New user wasn't here. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is definitely Discord. The chat goes silent, everyone seemingly waiting for you to say something before proceeding. This must be a close-knit group. Better say something before they kick you out. I'm a vampire. Just logged in here. Who are you guys? That's not the option I clicked on, but this cursor is kind of weird. Who the fuck are you? This is meant to be a safe channel. Investigating, get their location, gonna DM it to anyone interested. Oh, now you're in trouble, dumbass. Can I use presents online like that? You've had enough of these trash-talking randoms. Time to teach them some respect. Your blood fires up. Ancient powers start coursing through your veins, fingers tapping the keyboard buttons on their own. Okay, I got real edgy there for a minute. You people better stay quiet if you know what's good for you. You have no idea who you're messing with. You will obey me. The chat goes silent once again, and then it explodes. Yep. Yep, they're not taking me seriously. Guess your powers don't work online. Go figure. You know your cheeks would turn blood red right now if they still could. Whoa, Jesus Christ, okay. LMAOing at everyone sentencing pornos collector to death. Literally on my way to... What the fuck? Jesus Christ. I joined the wrong Discord server. Split second after you read the message, you feel someone's arms tightening around your neck. The violent return to reality catches you off guard. A jolt of panic rushes through your brain, paralyzing you momentarily. You've come to the wrong chat room, motherfucker. A ridiculous whisper rings out next to your ear. The grip under your head gets even tighter. You start struggling, but even with your newfound supernatural strength, you're having trouble breaking out. This isn't a normal human you're dealing with. Last words. Sophie sent me here. Langley? The hand holding your chin shifts its position slightly. Don't struggle or I'll break your windpipe. Or my phone, which would end up even worse for you. Sounds of a camera shutter and light flashing. Did they just take some selfies with you? Alright, that's enough fun. I'm letting you go. We can have a talk. Don't do anything stupid, Mr. Intruder. Pretty please. The mysterious assailant loosens their grip on you and gently pushes you away. You quickly turn to take a good look at them. Let me just finish this. It's a pale blonde woman in her 20s, giving you a slightly judgmental look while rapidly tapping away at her phone screen. First, you notice her outrageous outfit seemingly thrown together at random thrift store finds. Then you take note of her tattoos, a sprawling tapestry of odd patterns and designs covering every visible part of her body. At first glance, it all seems aimless, but it has a consistent sense of style upon closer inspection. Her eyes focus on you for a second. Gave you a scare, huh? Sorry, that's what you get for entering a lady's haven without her permission. And she's back to her phone. With a relatively small build, it's hard to believe you had trouble overpowering her physically. But then again, nothing is what it seems when it comes to the undead. And even compared to vampires you've met so far, she comes off as eccentric, curious presence. She shoots you another glance, noticing you're still cautious of her. Calm yourself, man. I wouldn't pull anything like this on anyone. Or anymore. It's just feels stupid saying out loud. A vibe check. Vibe check? Yeah, got a glimpse of your vibe on the internet and in a dangerous situation. So I got a pretty good idea about who you really are. I'm Hope, by the way. If you're here, you probably heard of me and I went ahead and skipped the pleasantries. But come to think of it, I might have skipped too many of those. Yeah, she definitely fits the description you were given by Sophie. I still can't believe you got so mad online. You actually tried to use your powers on people talking trash about you from who knows where. Jesus. But, you know, kind of respect the dedication. It's amusing. Oh yeah, credit where it's due. Probably not a boring person online going by your chosen handle. Believe it or not, among bloodsuckers, it's still rare as hell. Most of them are like clueless baby boomers when it comes to internet stuff. Anyway, don't worry about the chat. It was all a game to us. No hard feelings, okay? I'll introduce you properly later. On the monitor, the chatter continues normally. Your visit is like yesterday's news, no longer relevant to anything. But, look, if we're gonna talk about you, you should have something to say too. What are you doing here? About time, she asked. Note to self, she really loves the sound of her own voice. Sophie Langley sent me here. Hope rolls her eyes. Yeah, you've said that already. You think I'm an idiot or something? I'm going to say this once. Please, please, please don't be boring. She starts tapping at her phone again. After a few seconds, some kind of realization dawns on her face as she turns back to you. Wait. Shit, are you the new Langley plaything? Word seems to be getting around fast. Of course you are. It was obvious the second Langley got her hands on a new servant, she'd start building a network. Your emissions tell me that I could really come in handy when... But Langley, that's a risky game. This kind of ambition attracts too much attention. Piss off. But then again, fucking Kara. She seems to be having a spirited argument with herself, only parts of it audible. Is it just you, or do her facial expressions and body language change a bit between one sentence to the other? Before you make certain it's not just your eyes playing tricks on you, she focuses half of her attention back on you. The other half, of course, is still obsessed with her smartphone. Listen, I'm not saying I'm not interested in cooperation, but before I make a decision, I need to make sure you sort of understand me and I sort of understand you. And since I was planning to put on a show before you came here, I proposed a little game. Hope absent-mindedly spins her phone in her hand, considering how to put her thoughts into words. Then she approaches the switch on the wall and flicks it. Neon lights flare up, illuminating the room. You take a look around. The room is certainly unique. It looks like a butcher's room, repurposed to be a living space. The modern computers in front of you starkly contrast the ominous industrial walls. At the back, there's an overwrought bed covered in velvet with meat hooks hanging above it. That is a bit strange. On top of the bed sheets, you notice what seem to be pieces of elaborate S&M equipment and a camera. Wait a minute. You want my help? Moderate my cam show. Cam show? Boy, this went from 0 to 100 real fucking fast. Your eyebrows twitch involuntarily. This is definitely not the kind of request you expected to hear tonight. She notices your confusion. Take it or leave it, buddy. You just became a kindred, but you want to become my partner in crime? Show me you can handle yourself while watching my back in my everyday environment. She's serious. The show starts in 10 minutes. If you think yourself better than this, walk out of that door right now. I won't hold a grudge. I got better things to do. As if to prove it, she looks at something displayed on her phone and cracks a brief grin. Another reply typed down with absurd speed. Tap, 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 tap. 9 minutes. It's now or never. Show moderator, risk of violating the masquerade. High content warnings. Oh yes. So, do you take the job? Yeah? Why the hell not? Hope brightens up and her smile looks surprisingly sincere. Excellent. I promise you might find this interesting in more ways than one. Alright, give me a second. Yo, I'm just getting some free titty. She spends a minute setting up the computer you used before and urges you to sit down. The explanation of moderator's functionalities is simple. It boils down to ignoring anyone who doesn't disrupt the chat, banning anyone who does, and kicking anyone who's causing minor trouble. 5 minutes later, she's already online, sitting in her bed in a provocative pose. It is a sex show, isn't it? Her voice, previously hushed, rings out with full force. How are you doing tonight, hopefuls? You peek at the chat. Oh, it's the same people from the Discord server. Hell yeah, time to fuck. Ignore. You're tempted to try out the kick and ban prompts as soon as possible, but obviously you won't punish someone for a little dirty talk. Thank you. Today's show is quite special. Please welcome our new moderator, Pornos Collector. LMAO. Oh, who? LMAO. Sorry for sentencing you to death earlier. At least the community here seems a bit more welcoming this time. Looks like this place has an established hazing ritual. Or maybe they and Hope came up with one specifically for you. Who knows? You decide to stay silent. Eventually, people stop riffing on you and focus entirely on the star of the show. Alright, let's start this one off with a bang, shall we? It begins, Queen! Oh boy, she's gonna do it! So, this is where the strip show starts? You raise your head, curious about what kind of performance she's going for. First, she opens her mouth and reveals her retractable fangs in front of the camera. Right off the bat, the online audience is treated to a sight of her wholly human set of teeth turning into a monster's maw. The image is both revolting and fascinating. She raises her left wrist for everyone to see, then bites. The fangs immediately turn her arm into a horrifying, gory mess. It's unclear if she used them to slash or bite, but one thing is for sure. No ordinary human could cause such damage. If an ordinary human suffered such a wound, you wouldn't expect a geyser of blood to appear too. You would expect that. But it doesn't. Hope's technically a corpse, so it's impossible. She flashes a monstrous smile and starts smearing Vitae all over her hand to maximize the impact of the violent image. Then she starts drinking it up. She makes it a point to make the sight as gruesome as possible, looking at like a hyena feasting on a corpse. The contrast of her behavior with her look of an Instagram model is stunning. Once she's done, she reveals her wrist to the camera for the last time. She starts making theatrical gestures with her right hand as the wound begins to mend. Shortly after, the wound is gone. It's like a magician's trick. Her left hand looks like nothing bad ever happened to it. Here's an appetizer, first blood to kick off the show. While you're wondering what the hell is going on, Hope catches a glimpse of your bewildered face and turns into your direction. How's that for an opening? You're shooting stuff. This is not a sex show? Are you hurt? This isn't a sex show? Sex. What, were you counting on me getting naked in front of you or something? Oh honey, we've only just met each other. If you expected a strip show, yeah, sorry to disappoint. This is more like a live stream digital art. The erotic subtext is there, of course. You peek at the chat, they're going wild. She did that for free. Love to lick your wrist, queen. Clean, my fallen angel. Yes, nothing more arousing than a beautiful woman teetering on the edge of oblivion. A rose petal dancing in the eye of a vine. Alright, sexy bozo. But eroticism is not the key here, it's vampirism. It's a new frontier, a living art installation. In the early 90s, the Japanese artists kept producing these videotapes with a beautiful woman committing gory harakiri. Those are an inspiration. Isn't harakiri ritualistic suicide? What the fuck? She pairs her fangs again in a devious grin. But I've no interest in auto-destruction or turning myself into a victim. This is a celebration of a body I love, not self-inflicted punishment. The audience came here to marvel at a beautiful vampire and her awe-inspiring powers. Mending wounds is just one of these powers. The people watching can pay to see more. Oh, and don't worry, the only things the audience can see and hear are the things I allow them to. We can talk freely, just remember to moderate the chat, will you? High risk of violating the Masquerade. What a joke, she's blatantly breaching it in front of anonymous viewers. Still speechless, you turn your attention to the screen. Muy guapa? What does that mean? Thirst victim, I'll pay for the next attraction. And then somebody replied, thirst victim, and just letting you know that you're base. I love that this is like a real chat. This reads like real chat. He'll let the guy vent his excitement. Seems harmless. A special message appears on the chat log claiming somebody has successfully sponsored the first goal of the show. Hope smiles and picks up a bag of blood from underneath the bed. Must have been retrieved from a blood bank. She showcases the label to the camera for everyone to see. Drink up, drink up, drink up, drink up. Hope pours all of the contents of the bag into her throat. You have no doubt it's real blood, but wonder why the viewers would be so satisfied with something that's so easy to fake. Don't worry, it pays well enough. Don't even bother to tell her that this is not what you're thinking about. Safe to assume she knows. So, what do you know about the kindred and the internet? Have they told you anything? While she's waiting for someone to sponsor her next vampiric feast, she decides to start a conversation. Not really. I heard about the Second Inquisition. That's about it. No, nothing. Well, makes sense. Not the first thing you teach a fledgling. See, some of us used to experiment with our own secure networks. We try to build our own information hubs, social networks, everything. She's still working the phone in one hand while looking for something under the bed with the other. On how many things can she concentrate at one time exactly? Then one day the NSA got in. Turns out elders never really got the hang of proper security practices, or the sigils they used to smear on their screens didn't exactly work as advertised. Then, of course, all the other three-lettered intelligence agencies in the world got the intel, and a lot of them decided bloodsuckers were the perfect new enemies for our post-9/11 times. The Second Inquisition came into being. Ever heard of it? A lot of our kind died just because they were too present online. Right now, the remains of our old networks serve as government honeypots, kept alive to attract fledglings and hunt them down. You post a certain keyword on Twitter or Facebook, you get tagged for investigation. You fit certain patterns, you get tagged for investigation. So there is a certain thrill in becoming an online presence without attracting attention from the authorities. She stretches on bed. I hope you're still monitoring the chat. Of course not. You're not as good at dividing your attention as she is. You correct your mistake and check the recent messages. Talking to somebody, can't wait for the... Drop dead hotness on the... Call of Duty on one screen, drop dead hotness on the other one. The only woman I don't hate. Hope has crabs in gonorrhea. This kind of nickname only suggests trouble. You get rid of them permanently. Good job. Yes. She's keeping close tabs on you. Anyway, yeah. When the Nosferatu admitted to Camarilla their network got compromised, the elders went batshit insane. Internet communications became strictly forbidden. There were executions. A lot of people who use social media to secretly contact their mortal families and lovers got offed. That goes without saying. But if you weren't careful, even the most innocent web usage could result in being punished with final death. Thanks to their Dick Steele, the next goal has just gotten successfully funded. Let's go, Vanishing Act. Dehumanize yourself and face the bloodshed. She raises her hand. 3 fingers up, 2 fingers down, 1 finger up. The countdown ends and she immediately disappears from the screen like a ghost. Still see her on the bed, but the live feed indicates that there's nobody there. When you deeply focus on the digital image, you swear you can make out some unusual glitching where her silhouette should be. But it could very well just be placebo. You ready for this? 3, 2, 1. A flash of the camera. The instant she reappears on the screen, she takes a selfie, sticking her tongue out in a provocative manner. The chat room explodes in cheers again. She is their vampire queen. You briefly wonder about her being glued to the screen. Is this the fantasy everyone is here for? A girl showing off cheap magic tricks while lazily browsing her social media? You realize you're way out of your depth here. Meanwhile, Hope decides to continue her lecture. There are some wild times, especially in New York. Most of them have no clue as to our real nature. A lot of clandestine organizations have classified us as national threats. And since this is where the towers fell, the agencies are very much present around here, looking for easy PR victories. The last SI raid here was just a few years ago, and it was a big one, stirred up the hornet's nest something fierce. But although it's 2019, NYC is ruled by someone who got embraced before World War II, and the cam as a whole got really spooked and swore off the internet. Of course, they're not dumb and understand that you can't really coexist with modern kind without the internet. It's a gray zone right now, like piracy. Technically frowned upon, but let one without sin cast the first stone. The SI is the last real threat, no joke. But in many senses, the darkest place is right under the candle. Take another look at the screen. We want blood, how about some bat stuff? Can you do some bat stuff? A familiar nickname pops up. Masochist Sama? That seems weird. Maybe just kick? Give the guy a kick for spamming the chat. The message is deleted so fast, Hope might not even have noticed. A duty carried out well. You're surprised to feel an inkling of pride. Oh yeah, fun fact about being a vampire, we can sweat and pee if we just exert ourselves really hard. Some of us can even orgasm. We can even cry, but only tears of blood. It's something I always dreamed of doing when I was 14. It's so romantic, and it drives him crazy. As proof of her words, a scarlet tear starts running down her face. Chat goes wild. This seems to be exactly the kind of thing they've been waiting for. Oh my god, she did it again. Beatific. fuck? Ban. And banned. Just to be clear, you realize what we're doing here is a blatant breach of the Masquerade, right? I honestly expected you to leave or inform somebody by now, but you haven't, have you? Try to focus on the chat. A familiar nickname is displayed on the screen. Dude. Alright, you're just getting banned, bud. Looks like Mr. Masochist needs a longer break. After you ban him, you hear Hope's voice. Good job handling that guy. Great. If nothing else works out, seems like you fit this job at the very least. In any case, the last goal's just been funded. It's time for the great finale. This is what you all been waiting for, right? Yes, queen, yes, queen, yes, queen! Her voice has changed. She gets closer to the camera, letting her face fill the frame of the live feed. Her mesmerizing eyes are focused purely on the viewers. You wanted blood? Come out into the streets. Claw out your neighbors' throats, slash their veins, and drink up. Hope's presence becomes absolutely horrifying, and it influences the chat in some incomprehensible way. Everyone starts typing like they're possessed. Liberate yourself from the shackles of ordinary morality. Make them scream. Feel the warmth of their entrails. Okay, yeah, now they're just typing gibberish. What the hell is she doing to those people? What have you gotten yourself into? Transcend your bodies. Release the message of hope into the world. She jerks violently for a second, then falls down on the bed like a marionette that just had its strings severed. She exhales loudly a few times. And laughs. When she does, the room goes dark again. Alright, that's enough. Instead of continuing, she does something with her phone. The stream ends and the chat instantly becomes dead quiet. Let me take over. The atmosphere in the room has completely changed. She's already put herself together and stood up. Now she's walking toward you. At Vulgar, what the fuck just happened? Guess the show is over. Everyone relax and go home. At Hostage Executioner. Oh, and I was almost ready to come, bros. A Cult of Luna. Hostage, I swear on my father's grave one day I will find you and kick the ever-living shit out of you. After every line she delivers, she changes her voice, the way she puts her lips together, and even the way she moves. You've caught glimpses of her acting this way, but only now have you started to figure it out. Wait. Is she everybody in the chat? Wait a minute, does that mean... At Miss Point Deluke, I'm immortal, I'm bored, I'm separated from most vampires in the city by a generational chasm, and I'm so goddamn lonely. The internet used to be my only friend. At Infodump Delivery Service. Years ago, I started researching tulpas, collective unconsciousness, and all the mumbo-jumbo at the intersection of psychology and spirituality, and I decided to experiment. The show was fake. At Honey Legion. A few years ago, I was an Instagram fashionista, a successful erotic model, a vital part of pop culture commentariat, a viral shitposter, cryptocurrency expert. All my internet selves started signal boosting each other, paving the way for new ones. I became a one-woman empire surrounded by legions of psycho fans. The chat was fake. Some may think of it as dissociative identity disorder, but that's bullshit. Everyone online has their alter egos they buried. I just resurrected them, gave birth to new ones, and let them crossbreed. Her constant tapping at the phone, even during the show, somehow she's capable of impersonating an entire chat room. I don't even have a self that could dissociate or be mentally ill. I'm a host, a living database. I live because I find it fun to be an information conduit, to process trends and support the ones I deem worthy. There was no Masquerade violation. She was showing off her skills all along. She put you into a world of pure fiction, the same way she was testing you when she attacked you from the back. Damn, she's good at this. Of course, you can just ignore what I'm saying and decide I'm just another deranged Malkavian. But hey, annihilation of the self is the only way to survive in the 21st century. If there ever was an era that demanded images of beautiful people transcending beyond humanity, inspiring others to do the same, it's this one. Although for now, because of the Masquerade, my audience is quite limited. Speaking of, you want to be the star of my next movie? It's fucking, yeah, why not, man? Just go along with the Malkavian. Sure, why not? I have a hunch you're just saying that, but hey, still, hey, in a way, this is too transcending beyond belief. But yeah, your test is over. Now the question is, do I want to work with you? She puts away your phone for the first time since you've met her and gives you a good hard look. Excuse me. Vibe check Vivo. These usernames are something else, man. I guess I can give it a shot, yeah. You're not that dumb, you're not that boring, and you're kinda cute. Don't worry, no more modding jobs. Mods get attached. That's always bad news. She grabs your arm and starts leading you out of her room. I put you through enough shit. Next time I'll let you in on a little job I'm doing. We'll hit the streets and you'll see why Sophie told you to contact me. She leads you through a labyrinth of gray corridors. It's a different route than the one you made your way through in. This city is so much more than what the elites consider real. Stick with me and I'll guide you to places the Camarilla elders couldn't reach in 100 years. She leads you out of the building into the back alleys. Shitty trailer voice. Even if someone else rules the streets, we will rule the information highways. This is the power of hope. She lets out a theatrical laugh and disappears. You don't even notice when she leaves you alone, but you assume everything went as well as it could. A new ally. The power of hope. As they walk off into the night, everything around you feels a little less tangible than it did a few hours ago. Well, that was fucking wild. I see why people like Malkavians. Anyway, we're only halfway through the night, but I'm going to go ahead and leave that episode here because I let this one go on just a little longer than usual. Anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this one, please consider subscribing. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.